It's the Orioles on Masson, and the Scouts are on hand as they've been for the first two games of this series. This is a four-game set, and the Orioles looking to pick up a victory here to give them the edge 2-1 going into the final game of the series on Sunday afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorpe for the Orioles. If they can win this game, it'll be the third year in a row that they are at least guaranteed a split against the Minnesota Twins, and that is no small task against a very good team contending again for a division title. Last night, a tremendous baseball game on both sides. Juan Samuel saying after the ball game he felt it was the best the Orioles have played all year.
Flawless game by our club.
And it started RBI single. Jones got it. 2-out single. Corey Patterson, great defensive play.
By Guthrie.
Guthrie retired 8 in a row from the second inning to the fifth. 7 strikeouts.
We got some good timely hits. Luke Scott continued to swing a good bat.
Luke Scott, his third home run since the All-Star break.
Top it up with Miggy's play.
And that came to conclude the ball game. Simone was on to finish it off. The bullpen, 2 innings, only a couple of hits and no runs, and he got the save. And it was from beginning to end, Mike, a really well-played ball game.
It was. They had all the facets working. Starting pitching, Jeremy Guthrie, to me, had the best stuff I've seen him have all season long. The defense was there, which at times has been pretty porous, but last night, right on the money, and then the bullpen comes through at the end. Timely hitting by Luke Scott. Couldn't ask for a better played game.
And what you want now, of course, is consistency. That's what the Orioles will go for here in tonight's game, and that includes among the starters. That's where the problem has been, so Brian Mattis will try and pick it up.
And he has struggled mightily over his last couple of starts. You see there, just 4 and 2/3 innings of work, earned runs at 10 along the way, 11 hits, couple of home runs, and more walks than strikeouts. What he's going to need to do tonight is really cut down the pitch count per inning. He cannot have a 20-pitch inning, or he'll get into one of those disaster zones like he has his last couple of starts.
And how much does the heat affect that, Mike? The fact that he wants to be efficient.
Yeah, I think what happens in the heat like this, and we've actually seen it affect Brian Mattis on a couple of starts, if he has one really long inning, it almost multiplies it more than a pitch count of 100. If you have one 30-pitch inning, it can be really disastrous.
All right, Brian Mattis will try and continue what Guthrie started, and that's another outstanding performance from a starter. Hope you got a lot of ice on hand. We're ready to go. First pitch coming up, game 3 next. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by 5 Hour Energy. Hours of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later. Visit 5hourenergy.com. Ship.com's on. Good day to be in a ship. Good day to be a pirate, but it's always a good day to be a pirate, right, don't you think? It's 100 degrees here at Camden Yards as we get ready to start this ball game tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines for Ron Gardenhire's Twins. Span, Casilla, Maurer, Kadire, Young, Kubel, Valencia gets the start tonight. Hardy and Repko will be playing in right field. Delman Young, a monster month of July.
Let's take a look at the scouting report on Brian Mattis, left on left. Early in the year, he was handling left-handed hitters very easily. Matter of fact, into May, only Robinson Cano had an extra base hit off him. But of late, they've really had their way with him. Home time, he really needs to get a win at home. It's been nine starts at home without a win. Needs to fill that column and stop the run. One thing, again, early in the year, he did so well was to hold runners, but 10 have been successful against him, so he'll have to, especially, I guess, hold in on the leadoff hitter Span, who has 17 consecutive stolen bases.
And here he is at the plate with Tejada playing in at third. And we are underway. A fastball up high to Denard Span. He's had a 2 for 9 so far in this series. Span will take the pitch up high. We've seen the Twins come in all three of these games, including the start of this one, taking pitches. They are very patient. They make you throw strikes. They'll take the walks if they can get them. 2-0 delivery on the way. Showed bunt. He was taking all the way. It is in there, and it goes to 2-1.
He's going to really have to, again, minimize his pitch count per inning. It is going to be crucial on a very warm evening.
100 degrees would qualify as a warm evening. 2-1 delivery and misses with it. 3-1. Brian Mattis has surrendered 40 walks in 105 innings with 83 strikeouts. A lot of runners on base with 117 hits and 105 innings as well. And he starts him off with a walk. And Mattis does a 360 after he delivered that pitch. That's not what he wanted.
Yeah, it looks like he may have too long of a stride on this 3-1 pitch. Just watch the heel. He's kind of torques on it, pops it right up, and again, not the way he wanted to start. Span is going to be one of those left-handed hitters that he really needs to keep off the bases.
So Denard Span will draw the attention now of the Orioles. Casilla in the lineup, starting at second base. Orlando Hudson came out with an injury. They're still not sure how severe it is. They have not put him on the DL, but he is not ready to play in this ball game tonight. So Orlando Hudson out of there with the oblique pull. The 1-0 delivery. That'll be taken down low, and that's going to send Tatum out to the mound. Here's the swing that created the oblique problem.
Hey, you can see only a few strides down the first baseline. Hudson immediately grabs for that right side. That's not a good sign for the Minnesota Twins.
Ron Gardenhire said today at the moment they are calling it a strain, but he said, I'm not waiting around. We'll give him today and tomorrow to find out if he's able to play or not. And if the trainer says he's not, we're going to get somebody here who can. Casilla, 2-0 delivery to him, and that is on the inside corner for a strike. Well, Mattis gets one in, 2-1. Span lengthening his lead over there at first base. 17 out of 18 stolen bases, 17 in a row. And that's going to miss up high, and he's fallen behind on the second hitter face. 3-1.
I can already see a deep breath from Brian Mattis. Again, he really needs to maximize his pitches, and it just seems like he's been pitching away from contact the last few starts.
3-ball, 1-strike delivery. Runner not going, and he walked him, and it wasn't even close. 2 walks to start the ball game. And not what you want to do ever, but especially not when the next guy up is Joe Mauer.
Well, that is for sure. Joe Mauer, 8-game hitting streak, 353 average, last year's MVP, filling all the columns. All his home runs this year, somewhat surprisingly, all here or all on the road.
So we get to a key moment in the ball game on the third batter.
Again, half of the runs Mattis has given up this year. 37 of his 65, a little bit more than half in the first 3 innings.
Runners off first and second. Good speed at both places. Mauer will take a breaking ball in there for a strike. Mauer's gone 2 for 5 off Brian Mattis. He's had 3 hits and 7 at bats so far in this series. Great ball game last night, decided by 1 run, 3-2. The Orioles coming away with a victory beyond Guthrie. Twins shut out the Orioles 5-0 in the opener. That will miss down low, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And you're not going to need to be out on that mound or anywhere else on the field very long before the perspiration is going to be piling up.
No, absolutely. One of those, they call them 3 sweatshirt nights. You could change your sweat. You can see the beads of sweat coming right down the brow of Brian Mattis early on.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to Mauer, and that's going to be in the air to left field. PA will get underneath that one. So there's one big out.
With the Orioles defense tonight, PA will be in left. Adam Jones will be in center. Nick Markakis back in right field. Tejada will man third base. There's Torres at short. Brian Roberts, second game back at second base. And Wigington will be at first. Craig Tatum will be behind the plate, trying to coax Brian Mattis into the strike zone.
Now here is Michael Kadire. 1 home run so far in this series. He has an 8-game hit streak coming into the ball game. Kadire now 277th. First and second, 1 out. And that is going to be taken down low for a ball.
Kadire last 9 games, 371 average, has really jumped that average up. It's pretty hard to do this time of the year to raise it that fast.
He's 0 for 4 times he has faced the Orioles left-hander. And that's going to be away for a ball. Kadire 267 with runners in scoring position, and on all 4 hitters now, Brian Mattis is falling behind and is pitching in hitters counts. See the numbers since July 16. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Both are going. Throw to the lead runner, and not going to get him. It'll be a double steal for Span and Casilla.
See, it's a compounding problem when you're worried about the hitter at the plate. You don't really focus on the runners. They both get a good jump. Again, a lot of steals. 10 stolen bases, the most against any pitcher on the club. As you can see, Tejada tried to make the tag. Thanks to the back leg of Denard Span. 18 stolen base. Thrown out his first time of the year. Now 18 straight.
Casilla's got 1 stolen base. He's at second, and Brian Mattis buries that one in the dirt that Tatum had to block. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Boy, Brian's it is such a struggle for him right now. That Toronto, he only worked an inning and 2/3, so he's had to sit around and think about that, giving up the 6 runs on 5 hits. The game before that, only 3 innings against Texas.
When you get defensive, if you've had a couple of bad games in a row and been beaten around in a couple of innings, multi-run innings,
and the bases are loaded,
you get defensive. It's almost like there's a deflector shield going to home plate. Your arm will track right to the glove, and at the last second you either pull it across or not cover the outside part of the plate, and Kranitz is going to go out. I'm sure he's going to say, you're going to have to throw it over the plate. I mean, the hardest thing to do, really, it's for young pitchers, do you tell them, look, you're wild tonight? Really, the truism is the wilder you are, the more strikes you have to throw. You have to shoot more for the middle of the plate. You have to take a chance. You ask any certainly veteran pitcher that's been around, would you rather get hit around and let it happen fast? Let's do it that way than walking the ballpark, pitching in poor counts, because that is no fun.
Nope. In the 2 previous ball games, he walked 2 against Toronto in an inning and 2/3, and he walked 4 in the Texas game in 3 innings. And the Orioles have struggled with the starters in the first inning this year, being outscored 76-34. And nothing across yet here, but 1 away, and already Mark Hendrickson, the long man tonight, the left-hander, is up in the bullpen.
Well, you can already see a quick visit from Craig Tatum, the catcher, and also the pitching coach has already been out, and we're just 18 pitches into this one. So I don't think they're willing, and they certainly have seen the wheels come off the cart for Brian Mattis the last couple.
The hottest hitter in the lineup, Young, is at the plate, ball 1. 323 off left-handers, 316 overall, and a 397 batting average in the month of July. Bases loaded and 1 away. Brian Mattis, despite all of this, is one ground ball away from getting out of the inning.
And it's how you have to look at it. It's what you say to yourself. And Brian is to take a little bit more time between pitches and say one good pitch and I can get out of this.
Young coming in with a 3-game hit streak. And Delmon Young having a great year for the Twins. 1-1 delivery to him, and that'll be fouled back. Good pitch that was down and in. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Young. Career-wise, he has the 1 grand slam home run. The Twins, one of the best teams with runners in scoring position, hitting at .289 as a team. 3 on. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Delmon Young will take it down low.
And also the head of another list, runners in scoring position, Delmon Young, 426. That's 40 for 94 with runners in scoring position.
The only player in the league over 400 in that category for Gardenhire's Twins. 2-2 the count. Here's the delivery to Young, and that'll be foul back. And it'll stay at 2-2 off the fastball that time from Brian Mattis. Mattis already up to what Mike was talking about, 23 pitches. And there's only 1 away. Left-hander with a 2-2 again. And Young will take that one high in the air, left center field. Jones is there. He's got it. Tagging up Span. He will score. Throw will come into second. Young gets a sac fly and a 1-0 lead, but that's all he's going to get.
That's it. That's a good outcome for Brian Mattis. So for Delmon Young, he's among the league leaders in a number of categories, and sacrifice flies is one of them.
They get runners moved around one way or the other just about every chance they have. Casilla moved over to third base. Gadier had to stay at first. Now there are 2 down, and the designated hitter, Jason Kubel. First and third, 2 away. Kubel will take the pitch for a ball. Kubel hitting .240 off lefties, about 35 points higher against right-handers.
Well, this would be a great victory to get through this inning with just allowing the 1 run.
1-0 delivery, hit in the air towards center. Jones is over, and he's got it. Could have been a whole lot worse. 1 in, no hits, 2 left. Winning their 16th 1-run game last night, 16-14 in those affairs. Let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight for the O's, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Tejada, Markakis, Scott, Wigginton, and Jones, PA, Tatum and Asturis. Luke Scott continues sizzling.
Now, tonight's Scouting Report is brought to you by PNC for the Achiever in us all. And tonight it would be road work for Scott Baker, 4-0 versus the Orioles, but just 1-6 on the road, so we need to tend to that. Home runs and walks On the year, he's allowed 17 home runs, but he's a control pitcher, just 22 walks along the way, and being a lifer, again, 4-0 lifetime against the Orioles.
Numbers on Baker on the year. Pretty high batting average, 292 against him. Brian Roberts will take it for a strike. Ryan coming off the DL for the ball game last night and had an 0 for 4 as he gets back into action for the Orioles. 0-1 delivery. That will be foul back. Juan Samuel saying before the game, he said already, even though he had an 0 for 4, you see the impact. He knows what to do as a leadoff batter. He got the pitcher to throw a number of pitches. He was patient at the plate, made some contact, and he's just happy to have him back. That will be taken down low, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Baker.
The lineup certainly has a different look. When you add a Roberts to the top of the lineup, makes everybody better on down the lineup. And Brian missing 91 games.
And the off-speed delivery will get him.
Baker will go with a backdoor breaking ball in this 1-2 pitch. Again, this Twins team does not mess around. They do not walk many people at all. They still have the fewest walks. And they had some amazing strings of games without walks, period.
Yeah. We were looking at that before the game, and I had to read it 5 times because I just couldn't believe that they had gone 13 games now without issuing a walk. That is going to be taken down low. Here's Tejada, 2 for 8 in the series. Miggy now at 274, 7 home runs, 39 RBIs. Against Scott Baker, lifetime, a couple of hits and 11 at bats against the 28-year-old right-hander.
Yeah, for Baker, the problem is just kind of the opposite of Brian Mattis. He has no trouble usually going through the lineup, maybe first time, but that second time through, the 4th and 5th inning.
That one to first base on the short hop, Kadaya.
Let's take a look at the defense, which has committed the fewest errors in the American League. Delman Young will be in left, Denard Stan in center. Jason Repko will be in right field tonight. Danny Valencia will play third. J.J. Hardy at second. Alexi Casilla at second. Hardy at short. Kadire at first, and Joe Mauer back behind the plate.
Couple of quick outs for Baker, and that'll bring up Nick Markakis. Nick got the night off last night. Only the second time this season. He has not started in right field. Corey Patterson made the start, made a fine defensive play as we showed you at the top early in the ball game. Now Nick back in. 8th in the American League and getting on base one way or the other. Miguel Cabrera leads with 166 times on. Baker gets ahead of him, gets the strike, 1-1.
First thing that jumps out at me, Nick Markakis clean shaven today.
Try anything to hit.
Oh, absolutely.
Still has the open stance going. 1-1 delivery down the line, left field, deep, and just foul. Nick taking it long enough, but not quite on the right side of the pole.
He hit it well. You can tell by the crack of the bat. Pitched away, and Nick went right with it. Missed maybe, 3 or 4 feet at most.
For Nick, he's had 3 of his 6 home runs at home this year. Hitting .282 at home, .315 on the road, and there are the directions of the hits for him. It's pretty well spread out. 1-ball, 2-strike count. There are 2 down here. Scott Baker comes inside on him. Baker has some interesting numbers this year. The left-handers are hitting .292 off him, and so are the right-handers. Now, last year, left-handers hit .217 against him, a dramatic difference for left-handed batters in favor of the batters this year. 1-2 pitch, fouled away again.
Yeah, it's been all about accuracy last year. Talking to a number of the Twins personnel, ball tends to be up in the zone. Look at his record this year, 7-9. Last year, 15-9. So they figured he'd pick up where he left off. Pretty decent home record, but on the road has been a disaster for Scott Baker. Again, we say it a lot. It's all about command.
Yeah. 1-2 delivery, and again, Markakis able to fight that off. You saw the numbers on Baker here this season on the road. That's a reverse. Last year, he was 9-4 in road games with a 4.17 ERA. This year he's 1-6 with a 6.6 ERA. Go figure.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even home or away. It's how you're throwing at the time, whether I'm home or on the road.
Yeah. 1-2 delivery. He's going to miss inside. Markakis works into a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Nick trying to get on here. He's 3 for 15 lifetime with a home run off Baker. Pitching coach Rick Kranitz he had a word with Brian Mattis between innings. Just hope that Mattis can settle down coming back out. Up high, Baker with a changeup that missed, 3-2.
Well, you can see he's really struggling with his command too. That breaking ball, it's usually sort of a big looping breaking ball that he tries to keep down around the knee. So he's telling the hitters already is, I don't have my breaking ball yet. I don't have my changeup yet. My fastball location has not been great either.
3-2 delivery, and he got him as Nick proudly chased one. That is a couple of strikeouts for Baker in the first inning. Orioles are retired in order. Twins up by 1.
Already in stark contrast to the efficient outing Jeremy Guthrie had here last night. Guthrie needed 99 pitches to get through 7 innings and walk none. Mattis with 3 walks already of note. Manager Juan Samuel said before the game, tempo is key. Guthrie had a tempo in which he pounded the strike zone, kept his fielders on their toes, and they were nearly flawless in the field. A little recovery needed here by Mattis as we move to the second. We take it upstairs to Gary and Mike, guys.
And Guthrie, after last night's performance, and he's had 4 great starts lifetime against Minnesota, may be on their radar. Pitch is going to be taken inside. They need some starting help. And right now, Guthrie is somebody that they've seen pitch extremely well, and oftentimes that will generate interest from the team.
It's exactly how it works.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Twins maybe made a couple of phone calls, if they haven't already, regarding Guthrie. Here's Danny Valencia getting the start. Valencia will foul that one away. Just an 0 for 1 in the series for Valencia. 25-year-old Major League debut came on June 3 of this season. He was playing at AAA Rochester, where he hit .292 this year with 15 doubles, 47 games.
Talking into some of the Twins people about Danny Valencia, said he had not homered at any level this year. And he said, you see him, and he's a good-sized kid. Pretty high draft choice once upon a time.
He was hitting some in BP the other night. Here's the 2-1 delivery to him, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in that 6 o'clock Hall of Fame. Not the one that starts at 7 o'clock.
3-ball, 1-strike count. Brian Mattis trying to settle it in here. Bottom part of the order with Hardy, and then Repko due up for the Twins. Behind here, though, 3-1. And that's going to be up the middle for a base hit. Putting the leadoff man on in each of the first 2 innings for the Twins. The O's are going to close out the homestand tomorrow at 1:35, an afternoon matchup. Hope you'll bring the family and friends for a summer afternoon at Camden Yards. Junior Orioles Dugout Club, presented by Chick-fil-A. It's one of your games. Bring your ticket vouchers to the box office. Tickets, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop. 249 hitter. Breaking ball into him for a strike. Orioles on the stand have gone 2-6 coming into this ball game. The team ERA up to 5.5. The starters are 1-5 with an ERA of 7.9 during this homestand. That'll be taken away. Orioles offense has averaged 3 runs a game, hitting .247 on the homestand coming into tonight's game. Valencia at first. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that's going to miss up high. 2-1.
He just seems to be forcing each of his pitches. I mean, he's tried his curveball, he's tried to locate that fastball. He's trying to watch him between innings how he prepared for this inning. A lot of times you go out and just try to let me throw 6-7 straight balls low and away, see what can happen. But he just keeps missing poorly. And the old expression, would you rather throw it over 3-1 or 0-0? As opposed to 2-0 and all these hitters counts, it makes it very difficult to pitch. It really is not pitching what you become as a thrower. It's not really the hitter that's the enemy, it's the strike zone.
Behind again, 3-1 to Hardy. Hardy on a fastball fouls it back. 3-ball, 2-strike count.
And you're right, this is when the plate gets really small if you're a pitcher. When you're wild like this, that plate can look like it's the size of the dime. You look into the hitter's eyes and you swear they know what's coming, and it's all about this count. You know they're going to have a good pass at whatever you throw.
And the home plate umpire comes to believe that unless it's really a strike, it probably isn't.
Oh, right. Exactly.
3-2 delivery with a runner going, and that's going to go to short as Turris on the backhand's got to go to first, and we'll get it there in time. Valencia will go down to second base. Hardy is retired for the first out of the inning.
A very solid defense from Cesar's Tours. Ball hit towards the hole. He takes his time. Know thy runner. Loads up on the back leg. An accurate throw to Wigington. So a fine year defensively.
Yeah, he is the #1 fielding shortstop in the American League and has been for most of the year. Here is Repko getting the start in right field. Jason Repko batting 9th. Runner on at second base and 1 away with the Twins up by a score of 1-0. Ryan Mattis worked his way through the first inning with the bases loaded, 1 away, gave up only 1. 0-1 pitch. That off-speed breaking ball is in there for a strike. Repko's only appeared in this his 8th game. He's only had 11 at-bats on the season. He came up from AAA on June 24. He was hitting .281 at Rochester. 4 home runs, 28 RBIs. Repko, formerly in the Dodgers organization and formerly a batter, is now an out. First strikeout for Mattis.
Well, that's what Brian Mattis needs to do, not waste pitches and just try to throw everything for a strike, whether the count's 2-0 or 0-2.
Runner at second now for Denard Span. Span, the leadoff batter, drew a walk and scored the run in the first inning. 333 hitter with runners, 366 hitter with runners in scoring position. Both he and Young are in the top 10 in that department in the American League, with Young at 426, as we mentioned, on top, and Span at 366, 4th best. Crawford and Carlos Quentin in between.
It's done a nice job from the top of the lineup. This is an important at bat, even though we're only talking the second inning, and this is a 1-0 ball game. Mattis already with over 40 pitches thrown. You've already had Hendrickson up twice in the bullpen. The rule of thumb many times is either you're up twice, you're in, or you sit down. So early on, especially if Brian Mattis can retire Span here, and have a decision to make at the end of this inning.
1-1 the count. Valencia off second base. And the fastball catches the inside corner to the dismay of Span.
Quite the pause between the ball arriving. Now watch how long before the signal is giving. He kind of looked at like he was off the inside corner, then okay, strike.
And it looked like indeed it did catch the inside corner. Left-handers 292 off Bryan. Right-handers 276. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That one towards second base. Brian Roberts bobbles it and will not get the out. It's either clean or you're not going to get Denard Span. It'll be an error on Roberts.
Yeah, going to the backhand side. Looks like he just hits it off the thumb of his glove. Again, once it gets away or not caught cleanly, especially up the middle with the longer throw, Span is going to be on.
So the Orioles charged with an error, and an error that keeps the inning alive. The last thing that Brian Mattis needed to deal with here. First and third, 2 down, and here's Casilla. Casilla drew a walk. First time up and was stranded. Switch hitter who hits well, he hasn't had enough at bats really. He's only played in 30 games and had 40 at bats because of an injury that has kept him out until 3 days ago when he came off the DL. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and that breaking ball is in there and fielding the off-speed pitch. That time 0-2.
Yeah, maybe the best breaking ball he's thrown tonight. So maybe he needed 40 or so pitches to take the edge off him. You know, when you're pitching, you certainly know when you're on a hot streak, and you certainly know when you've been cold.
Casillas 3 for 3 off Brian Mattis. Here's the 0-2 runner going from first, and the ball in the air to right field. Nick Markakis, and he's got it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 are left on base. Twins the early lead, 1-0. If you're inside the Coca-Cola Igloo, could there have been a better time to have the Igloo on hand here at Camden Yards than tonight when it was 100 degrees outside and 37 inside? And it is survival night. There is a badge if you can survive a night in the Igloo when the weather's 100 degrees outside.
I thought it was just surviving until you get these steamy nights in Baltimore. You get a badge.
You get an ice cube, and you're happy to take it.
Yeah, pretty good differential between the outside temperature right and the inside.
We're going to go out there tomorrow and visit that before the game. Big fans working here.
A lot of fans.
Here is Luke Scott. Nobody has found a fan to cool him down yet. Center field, that is deep at the wall. Denard Span up and makes the catch and robbed him of a home run. Denard Span.
Just perfect timing on the part of Span. He had plenty of time. This is a moonshot, belt high down the middle. Luke loads up. And again, you see Span go way back. He has plenty of time. It's just very high. Times to leap. See how long and how high that ball was to get back there and have all that time to time your leap.
Wow. That is you want to have on your video something to show the kids how to play center on a long fly ball. That's it. He got back, felt for the wall, went up and over it, and made sure his glove did not hit the wall on the way down.
Yeah, all those things.
Purposely pulled the glove up.
Well, you're right, but time to go back, feel for the wall, and leave yourself a little jumping distance.
Luke Scott tips his cap. That's all you can do. He hit it far enough to be out, and Spann pulled it back in. Here is Ty Wigginton. He will take that for a strike. Wiggy's got a 1 for 5 in this series so far. Still, of course, appealing the 3-game suspension and fine. Probably will be heard Monday. Swung on and missed. Baker's got 3 strikeouts.
When he uses a little bit of cutter, you can see the little dot just off the outside corner. It's kind of the book we've seen on Wigginton, certainly the second half of the season. Their teams are very reluctant to throw him fastballs and fastball counts.
Baker is 3rd in the American League in strikeouts per walk ratio. 4.4 strikeouts for every walk. And that pitch will be taken down low for a ball. 2 away. Adam Jones up. Adam with a 1 for 6 in the first 2 games of this series.
I find against Baker at start way back in May. The only run he allowed was a Luke Scott home run. So trying to repeat some history, but Baker in that start, again, he struggled and hasn't pitched well on the road. But again, that start against the Orioles, struck out 4 in the first couple of innings and established the tone that he was going to throw strikes.
Gave up only 1 run, 3 hits, and 8 innings against Baltimore in that game at home. He comes in with a 4-0 lifetime record against the Orioles. This is his 7th career start. An ERA of 2.52 in the previous games against the Orioles. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Adam Jones. He went after 1 up high, and that's another strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts and 6 batters in the ball game, and the Twins still have the 1-0 lead. West.com. Grab your bag, it's on. And by Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill. Bring your Green Turtle receipt to the Orioles box office for a buy one, get one free ticket for any non-prime game. Beautiful view, summer night. The Inner Harbor here in Baltimore. And not far away here at Camden Yards. A 1-0 lead for the Twins in this 3rd of 4 games. Here's Joe Mauer. He flied out to left field his first time up in the ball game. Ryan Mattis will get it in there for a strike. 2 for 6 lifetime off the Orioles left-hander for Mauer. Slipped down below the .300 mark, now at 298 for him. And off the fist, good pitch, a lot of spin. Tejada up and makes the play. We want to send out a happy birthday to Jeremy Guthrie's wife, Jenny. Jenny, happy birthday from all of us. And congratulations on the new baby, whose name is Dash Stephen Guthrie. Congratulations to Jeremy and Jenny, his wife, on the new baby, and almost made it to her birthday. Birth. That'll be taken up high for a ball by Kadire. So Jeremy will be counting the sleep hours carefully. 1-0 delivery in the air to right field. Marquez, he's got it. Kadire's retired. 2 down. Boy, if Mattis ever needed a good quick inning, here's the time.
Yeah, pretty good time. You just want to get this third out, get back in the dugout, regroup, save some pitches. You should be taking your chances here. I don't care if it's Delman Young or not, someone that's been hitting extremely well. Throw it right down the middle.
Young with a .316 average and the 3-game hit streak. That is outside for a ball. Kansas City beat the Yankees by a score of 7-4 today, giving Tampa Bay an opportunity maybe to gain ground. They came in 4 games behind the Yankees. How about Tampa Bay? They lost another game in Cleveland. 3-1 in a rain-shortened ball game last night. They've lost 18 in a row. The longest current home winning streak for any team against another. Cleveland owns it against Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay was behind early in the ball game in Cleveland tonight. That's got to be.
They've just got some sort of hex, it seems like, because obviously that Cleveland club, on paper, not as good as the Tampa Bay club.
3-0 delivery, and that is in there for a strike.
I can remember the Oriole clubs of maybe the early 90s going into Cleveland when they had Albert Bell and all those powerful lineups, that they had a losing streak similar to that, but this is a little bit more unexplainable.
Really amazing. 3-1 delivery to Young, and he'll take that to center field off the fist for a base hit. Not a bad pitch right there. That ball is just muscled to center field. On Tuesday, August 3, the first 10,000 fans 15 and over will receive a Felix PA Orioles t-shirt presented by Real Street Staffing. Add to your Birdland wardrobe. Great night here at the Yard. Tickets 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. That'll be on August 3. Cleveland has a 3-0 lead, by the way, over Tampa Bay in the 3rd inning.
I don't think Cleveland doesn't know it either. They say, oh, Tampa Bay's coming in. Great.
Let's go.
Let's bring him on.
Here is Jason Kubel. He flied out his first time up. 2 hits on the board now for the Twins. Ironically, the 2 hits are in innings when they did not score yet. They got a run in the first inning on 3 walks and a sac fly. Young off first. That one tied him up. The old jelly leg look on that one, and a 2-strike count.
When the breaking ball started to come around, sometimes you need to throw a few pitches to take the edge off. And that's sort of the compounding problem of leaving starts early. You're strong for your next strike. Somebody would say you're too strong. Take some of that edge off.
0-2 the count. Runner not going. And swung on and missed. Got him. Brian Mattis gets the strikeout. That'll be his second of the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 1-0 Twins. from Silver Spring. If an Orioles player hits the Hit It Here sign located in the bullpen area, Tomas, you're going to win $100,000. To find out more about how you can become the fan of the game, visit mdlottery.com. Hit it here. Good luck, Tomas. PA, Tatum, and his Turris against Scott Baker. PA looking for his first hit in the series. He has had an 0 for 7 so far against the Twins. With Roberts back at the top of the order, PA moved down in it. Last night, the Orioles had 3 leadoff batters, if you will, with Corey Patterson, PA, and Roberts all in the same game.
It puts a lot more speed in the lineup for the Orioles.
Juan Samuel saying today, I don't mind that at all. He likes having speed in the lineup, gives him more options to do things. PA will take that one into the corner. That'll get him out of the 0-for in the series. He's on his way to second base. Repko's throw is close, but not in time. PA gets the 2-bagger.
And 5th double of the year by Felix PA. Breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Good hustle by Jason Repko. Plays it cleanly off the wall. Accurate throw to second base, but PA's speed just too great. Little extension on that slide. Lead leg going right into the bag.
The Orioles had doubles in 16 consecutive games going into last night. They did not get a double last night, but PA gets the first hit of the ball game here in the 3rd for the Orioles, and it is a 2-bagger. Here's Craig Tatum. Tatum's got a 5-game hit streak. Matt Wieters is due back tomorrow, so a decision is going to have to be made. What the Orioles do with Wieters coming back. Fox is also a catcher, so they actually have 2 catchers and a 3rd if needed. And there's Matt Wieters, who's going to be back out on the field and making the start in tomorrow's ball game.
Haven't seen him out the last couple of days. Using his footwork behind the plate and fielding bunts, all the things you need necessary to do to catch every day. But Tatum's done a nice job.
Really has done the job. 8 for 22 in the homestand. 8 for 18 during the streak that he's on, the 5-game hit streak. Orioles trailing by 1, but have the potential tying run on at second base with nobody out. And Baker gets a little defensive help. Kadire, but a productive at bat as Tatum moves that runner over to third base. Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia question, and tonight it is, which franchise has the most players in the Hall of Fame with the induction day tomorrow? Now, you obviously would say Yankees.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I'm getting no help over here whatsoever.
I try to think of these more than 10 seconds.
Okay.
Is that the football Giants, New York football Giants?
No.
Okay.
That's the Brooklyn, San Francisco.
Then I'm going with the Giants.
Going with the Giants. Okay, good.
Something different.
Okay. The infield's drawn in. How about that? We're in the 3rd inning. Is Turris with 1 down and a runner at third base. All right, let's see how far off both of us were. The answer is very strong performance.
I appreciate it.
It's all right. 25, Yankees have 22. PA's on at third base. Gary Allenson making sure he knows what the decision is here to go on contact or not. That is just what Scott Baker needed. And it is played by Mauer.
Yeah, a little bit of an obstacle course for Joe Mauer by the batting circle.
And we congratulate the Hall of Fame inductees. Tomorrow is induction day with Andre Dawson, Whitey Herzog, the manager, Texas, California, KC, and the Cardinals, and Doug Harvey, often referred to as God with a small g, who umpired 18 years, 4,673 games. And Doug, to me, had the best way to handle a player or manager who came out to him and wanted to argue. He would get down on one knee and listen. And the managers always said, it's really hard to stay mad at a guy who's down on one knee while you're trying to holler at him. Of course, when Doug Harvey got down on one knee, he was about the same height as you were. In any event, congratulations. Runner on at third base, PA. There are 2 down. And Brian Roberts will try and get him home. One-0 delivery by Baker. 2-0. Brian, a .258 career hitter, and this is his 51st game lifetime against the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, he's hit well against Baker historically, 5 for 14. I don't know how much these numbers are going to be relevant just coming back after missing 91 games.
Baker way up high, not close on any of those 3 pitches with Tejada waiting on deck.
Again, this is the book on Baker. Really has no trouble going through the order. Usually first time around, second time around, big trouble. In fact, he gives up the majority of his runs in the 4th and 5th inning.
3-0 delivery on the way to Brian. He's taking. It's a strike. The Orioles also in this homestand hitting only .162 with runners in scoring position coming into the game. They're 12 for 74 in the homestand. So far in this ball game, 0 for 2 coming in this inning. A 3-ball, 1-strike count on Roberts. PA off third base. Brian pops it up. Correa called off Casilla, and Casilla makes the play. So the Orioles do not convert despite a leadoff double, and the Twins after 3 still lead at 1-0. That heaved him, the crew chief. Juan Samuel made a suggestion. He said, jokingly, of course, he said, "You want to play third base tonight?" Gary Darling's over there. He said, then on Sunday, you could play second base. Gary Darling will be there, too.
Would have been every field position, and, of course, he had him behind the plate.
That suggestion was quickly put in the wastebasket.
Well, I wonder if he's going on the road. Maybe he can keep us up for a couple of weeks.
Thought it was a good idea, though. Here's Danny Valencia. Valencia had a single his first time up. 1-0 lead. We go to the 4th inning. And that ball down to third. Off the glove of Tejada. That's going to be a base hit. Valencia will make a turn. PA will get it in. And Valencia is 2 for 2. And he leads off the 4th inning with a base hit.
Yeah, with 2 rockets.
WJZ's Mark Viviano with us. Well, that was a good idea, wasn't it?
Well, Gary, with the thought that Wigginton would be paired with Darling, I spoke with Wigginton before the game, and you think of all guys who would have a strong opinion about the use of instant replay, given what happened the other night, Ty Wigginton says he's not at all in favor of using instant replay. In fact, he said, to be honest, these umpires are really good and they get most of them right. The last thing I want is for them stopping the game. Baseball is one of the few games we have human error involved. I'm okay with it. So that's pretty strong coming from a guy who has a strong argument to the other side had he wished to go with it.
That's good. You think he would have got the same answer if it had come after the appeal?
Could be using those quotes in the appeal.
Wiggy's going to supply him with those quotes from Mark. Get him to Bob Watson, the decision maker.
This is how I feel about it, Bob. Come on.
I feel about it, Bob. Umpires are great. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Hardy, who grounded out his first time up. That'll be popped away. Here's the one. He did tag him. Darling admitted he made a mistake. Wigginton, after the runner was called safe, did bump him and got thrown out of the ball game and suspended for 3. That is on appeal right now.
Yeah, I think all the eyes were on the 2 of them last night.
Yes.
When he had the home plate, I know there was a 3-1 pitch or a 3-0 pitch that was borderline. They got called. You could tell Wiggy wanted to look back and maybe at least ask where it was.
Good pitch right there. Hardy is retired. That's strikeout number 3 for Brian Mattis.
So that breaking ball, as we talked about, starting to get a little better. Not quite the same bite that we've seen him have in the past. You see the fingers roll right over the top. Really a great shot of a curveball. Hardy right over the top.
Oh, he gets the out with the runner still at first base. And here's Repko, a strikeout victim his first time up. Jason Repko, 29 years old. He has moved around Major League Baseball. Dodgers originally selected him and thought they were going to get some power numbers. He played with the Dodgers on and off for about 5 years. That one down the line in right field, and that is a foul ball.
Yeah, first round draft pick.
He's just a .226 lifetime hitter in the majors coming into this year.
A lot of clubs looking at Repko a few years back as being sort of a super utility player, able to play all over and play with a high intensity level.
Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and Repko will just kind of thumb that one off at the plate. And Brian Mattis ahead on the count here, 2 strikes.
Does seem to be settling in. He needs it one of these innings to conserve some pitches. 38 strikes, 28 balls. That was about 50-50 about 20 pitches ago. So at 66 already here starting the 4th.
Valencia got the leadoff single. He's still over there at first base. Here's the 0-2. And looks like he went. He did. Home plate umpire Bruce Reichman makes the call. So 2 strikeouts in the inning and 4 in the ball game.
3 of the last 4 hitters.
And that will bring up Denard Span. Span reached on an error his last time up, walked and scored first time.
See, choking up on the ball, just can't resist that changeup. Tries to almost a double check swing.
Well, Brian Mattis has some of these Twins hitters right now really off balance. 2 down, and that pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Span has 3 hits and 7 at bats. Lifetime off Mattis. Valencia off first. Oh, 1 count on Span. Inside, and he stays away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brian Mattis looking for his first win in his home yard since September 5 of last year against Texas. He has not won here at home this year, 0-6 with a 5.57 ERA here at Camden Yards. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Jerks that one foul, 1-2.
That was really the left-handers back in Minnesota going back to early May. And it was Span's at bat really that broke that game open against Brian Mattis. He had a triple, 2-run triple. So some of the left-handers doing damage. Ironically, You know, Mauer had a couple of base hits, but he struck out Morneau 3 times in that game.
Span has picked up 7 hits and 27 at bats against the Orioles this year. Minnesota team that's hitting .260 as a ball club against the O's. 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be blooped into left field. Even though they were playing fairly shallow, not going to be able to get that one. So Span gets the base hit, and with 2 down now, runners at first and second.
This is how the Twins offense functions, though. Sometimes you look up and they got 4 or 5 runs, and you can't remember how they got them. They'll string together good at bats. And among the league leaders in walks. They're now 5th in the league in runs. When we saw them back in May, they were 1st in the league, and that's probably what's slipped off a little bit for this club. Back and looked at numbers. The Twins were 21-11 last time the Orioles saw them back in Minnesota.
Garcia.
So that's really 30 and 35 cents. And talk to some of the Twins people. They have kind of meandered along.
A great early start can cover up a lot of problems for a couple of months. But right now they're in the midst of a real race. That ball will be fouled off at the plate as the Twins have Detroit between them and Chicago starting the day. Now Chicago lost today, so at this moment Detroit's 2 games out and Minnesota's 2.5 games out. They have a chance to pick a game back up on the White Sox, who were beaten by Oakland 10-2 today.
They were talking a lot about interleague play having such a big effect on their season. I know we've talked a lot about it, but the White Sox went 15-3. The Tigers went 11-7. They feel like that's when they made up their ground. The Twins at some point were like 4.5 games in first place.
Well, that 17-3 interleague record for the White Sox has made all the difference in the world. 2-1 delivery on the way. Good pitch on the inside corner. So Casilla was flied out and walked as the count evened up on him by Mattis at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Casilla's a .244 lifetime hitter coming in. He's got 2 on here. Valencia and Denard Span. 2-2. And again, we'll tap it foul. And again, you see how off balance these hitters are trying to time Brian Mattis.
They keep fouling it off. You know, when you're going good, that miss hit will be put into play and you can get it out. Again, the pitch count is going to be his enemy at 76 already for Mattis. Maybe just going to use audible signs. It's him talking the correct datum.
Long look back. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And again, fouled away. Casillas not getting the pitch he wants to hit, so he's just trying to fight off everything else, hoping he can keep the at-bat alive long enough. Find one he can drive through. He gets the RBI chance here. 2 ball, 2 strike count. 3 have been left on in scoring position by the Twins so far. 3 of the 5. 2-2. Mattis got the job done. Gets the pop up first base. Wigginton is there. And that's that. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. The Orioles, middle of the order coming up. Twins lead it 1-0. Bar on Utah Street. Open 2 hours before, 1 hour after games. Plenty of big screen HD TVs. See all the action on Masson. O's All Access pregame show broadcast live with Tom Davis and Dave Johnson 1 hour before the game, right up to game time. So the next time you visit Oriole Park, stop by the Bud Light Warehouse Bar on Utah Street. 1-4-0 for the Twins, 0-1-1 for the Orioles. Orioles have had the double by PA, that's it. Scott Baker's walked none, struck out 4. Brian Mattis 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Run coming in the first inning without a hit, 3 walks and a sac fly by Young. Multi-hit games now. Miguel Tejada's moved into a tie for the Orioles with Nick Markakis. Then Jones, Wigginton, and his Turris in the multi-hit game lead for the O's. That one cued off the end of the bat. Pitcher's got a cover. Nice play by Baker. Goddard had made a move to play the ball from first, so he wasn't going to be able to get back. Baker got over there in time to take Casillas' throw.
You said pretty much sorry about that.
Visit Orioles.com now for your chance to win the Nick Markakis Bobblehead Night VIP experience. A lucky winner will get 4 VIP seats, VIP parking. It's on August 5. Angels will be in town. 4 passes to watch batting practice right from the field. Don't miss your chance to experience Oriole Park in a new way. Find out about it at Orioles.com.
But you see Goddard actually going back to that defensive play, appreciates that play of the pitcher getting over, because if it's a ground ball to second base, there's some pitchers that won't break over there. So well, that's the second base. Why should I break towards first?
Is that the attitude you usually took to the mound with? Yep.
I was used to backing up most of the bases. So. I was very good at backing up bases.
The 0-1 is inside. May have caught him. It did. So Markakis is hit by a pitch. That one nicked him on the way by, and the Orioles get a base runner on with 1 down.
I'm not sure the pitch, which I look like it might have been a cut fastball. I'm just not sure if it gets the elbow, the sleeve. It's a little bit of sideways spin. Look at the left forearm.
That'll be the 3rd hit batter by Baker on the season. Puts Markakis on. Luke Scott was denied a home run. Literally robbed by Denard Span. That's the defensive play of the game tonight, while last night no one was going to get this one.
Nope, can't play an outfielder that far. Would be illegal. He hit a bomb last night. Again, when he is hot, just seems to center everything. I guess you would think most clubs, when they come in, the first question you'd ask is, Luke Scott hot or is he cold? Because that would definitely come into play how you're going to pitch him.
1-0 count. Runner at first base, Markakis. And that is a strike on the inside corner.
I'm sure a little surprise to a fastball right down the middle.
Scott with the 8-game hit streak that goes back, of course, beyond the DL time that he spent. Tied for 21st in the American League with the 15 home runs that he's put up. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Markakis watching. In the air to right field, deep again. Repko back, and goodbye! Home run! He's done it again. Luke Scott is on a tear, and the Orioles have a 2-1 lead.
Again, right down the middle. Watch him load up on that left leg. And this one was more no doubt about it. 2 or 3 rows up.
No one's going to catch that. State Farm donating $100. That one grounded to third. And Valencia up with it to get the out on Wigginton. State Farm's donating $100 to the Wounded Warrior Project for every home run hit by the Orioles in the second half of the season. And Scott gives the Orioles the lead. 18 home runs have been surrendered by Baker on the year. 9 of those by left-handers. And Luke with his 16th of the season off Baker. And the hit batter Markakis added the extra run for Scott. Luke now with 38 RBIs. 2 down. foul back by Jones, who struck out his first time up.
And these have been the danger innings for Scott Baker, the pitcher. Again, 36 of the runs he's allowed, most of any innings by far, the fourth and fifth. And this is the second time through the order. So even Luke, who had a pretty good pass first time around. That was more towards center field. Yep. Probably about the same distance.
That just splintered on him. Now he'll go get another on the foul ball and a 2-strike count. Luke Scott now in the month of July is 10 for 22 with 4 home runs. And of course, those numbers come since he came off the disabled list.
Telling everybody how he did it.
It has really been tough to slow down. A 2-strike count. 2 down, nobody on. Jones will foul it away again.
That's the amazing thing. When you're hot, other hitters want to hear all about it. But when you're cold, try to find a friend to talk to.
Nobody wants to sit next to you.
When you're hot, yeah, they're trying to rub your forehead and use your bats and steal your batting gloves. Anything to, I guess by osmosis, pass it on.
Luke has 3 home runs against the Twins this season. In this, the 7th game the two have played. 0-2 delivery. Jones goes. 5 strikeouts for Baker, but Luke Scott, after Markakis was hit by a pitch, delivered yet another one. 16 home runs on the season and a 2-1 O's lead. With Mr. Flanagan, I'm Gary Thorne, and what do you do with a Luke Scott if you're on the other side having to face him right now?
Yeah, I think you have to pitch him low and behind. That's probably the safest area, because if you throw it anywhere near the plate, it doesn't seem to matter whether it's a fastball, a changeup. He's going to put the good part of the bat on the ball. It really has been a hot streak.
Unbelievable, and he really is a streaky hitter, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you can see him talking in the dugout. When you're that hot, you have all the answers, and when you're cold, to sometimes, try to find an ally.
It's impressive that he's been able to do this since coming back off the DL, because obviously you figure it's going to take a little while to get going again when you've been out, and for him, he started right at the first game back.
Yeah, you'd think the rust factor would certainly be involved, but that hasn't been the case. So I guess it's more of the state of mind than it's been any rust involved.
Yep. Here is Joe Mauer at the plate to face Brian Mattis. Mauer has flied out and grounded out in the ball game. 0-1 delivery to him. Mauer will take that. It is low, and the count goes to 2-1. Brian with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts so far, and 80 pitches thrown.
Yeah, very high. I think he had close to 50 through the first couple, and certainly was endangered. You had Hendrickson up in a couple of appearances, or a couple straight innings, and he really has dodged a major bullet and has settled in.
1-1 delivery will miss inside, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. His stamina will be tested, is being tested in this game in light of the 100-degree temperature at game time and the humidity.
Got a lot of deep breaths. You can see the ball strike first inning, 16 balls, just 10 strikes.
That set up the run that scored without a hit in the first inning on the 3 walks. How much do you think it's a matter of confidence for Brian?
Oh, it definitely is a matter of confidence, and just you get defensive when you give up runs early in his last couple of starts, which he's had a lot of trouble early on, and you don't get to throw your normal 100-pitch allotment. You'll get stronger between starts, and sometimes you try to throw a little bit extra, maybe take a little bit of that edge off. And what we've seen tonight is once he got some of that edge off, he's been much better.
Joe Mauer will fight that one away and holds the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Season series is even at 3, so the Orioles have a chance to, with a victory tonight, to guarantee that it will at least be an even series. And if they can win this one, will set themselves up, Juan Sam Wells Club, to have a chance to win the season series tomorrow. Ron Gardenhire's team, on the other hand, trying to pick up some road wins. They're 21 and 26 on the road. Mauer with foul balls galore here, holding the count at 2-2.
And maybe one of the tougher at bats certainly in the league, and certainly Mattis would love to get through this inning and give it to Juan Samuel. There were probably a few people in that dugout who didn't think Brian Mattis would still be in the game at this point.
But a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Mauer with Kadire and Young to follow. 2-2 delivery, and Mauer again will fight it off.
And you can tell by the delivery of Mattis, it's much more relaxed on the end. If you go back and look at maybe the first and even the second inning when he was struggling, really had, we have talked about pace being quicker, but sometimes you have to find what that pace is. Sometimes it can be too quick, sometimes it can be too slow. It's like the 3 Bears, right? The third time it's just right, and this time it's been much better. His pace somewhere in between too fast and too slow.
2-2 delivery on the way, and again down to first. This one a fair ball. Wigginton, a nice play, and Mattis over to cover to help get the outs. Ty Wigginton has really done a heck of a job for the Orioles this year. He's been asked to play second base, a little bit of third base, and now moved into first base when the Orioles really didn't have anybody else to go there.
And it's difficult, to maintain as many positions as Ty is able to play, to be sort of the master of all these different positions, especially middle infield positions, which he's handled pretty well. So he does whatever he's asked for, and that's where his value comes in.
So you think Brian Mattis has found the correct bowl of porridge? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. This pace is just right.
Okay. He's got the first out of the inning, and it did not come easy. And a good play made by Wigginton to get it back to him as he covered first base. Here's Kadire. He has walked and flied out. And that one will be chopped foul at the plate. Michael Kadire, 2 hits in 8 at-bats in the series. He, too, is having a tremendous month of July. Hot weather players. He's picked his home run pace up and has also picked his average up, as we showed you, by about 13 points. And that's one of the reasons why, right there. So on with a single, Kadire with one away. On Friday, August 6th, don't miss Fireworks Night presented by AAA Mid-Atlantic. Stick around after the Orioles-White Sox game. Great fireworks display. For tickets, call the Orioles 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. August 6th, almost coming. Miguel Tejada, I don't know if he thought he had a play on that ball or not. We'll take a look at it, though. Runner on at first base. Uh-oh. Way back left field, Young, and goodbye home run. The hottest player in the American League offensively in July, Delmon Young.
And the Orioles have seen some hot players in July. Josh Hamilton down in Texas, Miguel Cabrera in Detroit, and Delmon Young is picking up along the same way. Just those guys have done it longer historically. Breaking ball down and in. Again, most of Young's RBIs over 70 coming without the benefit of the home run. A breaking ball low middle.
12 home runs on the season and 72 RBIs for Delmon Young. And Minnesota, with their one swing of the bat, gets on top in this game by a score of 3-2. Brian Mattis surrendering his 14th home run of the season. 12 have been hit by right-handers. Fouled away by Kubel, who has struck out and flied out.
Now in the year, the Orioles have 83 home runs. The Twins now with 82, but have scored a little over 100 more runs than the Orioles. We've seen the kind of offense they have, those pesky offenses, just kind of ping you around until you make a mistake in the middle of the plate.
Jason Kubel will swing through that one, and Brian Mattis gets his 5th strikeout, and there are 2 down. So 2 away.
Pretty good breaking pitch. Again, what you like about this, he goes right after Kubel, even though he's ahead 0-2. Eliminate that left-handed hitter as quickly as you possibly can.
Talking about how hot Delmon Young is in the month of July. Now he's hitting .400 again in July. 4 home runs this month. 2 down. And that is in for a strike. Valencia's had 2 singles in the ballgame. So the Twins, who have won more ball games without a home run than any other team in the majors, 21, get the home run ball in this ball game and go up by 1. That one in the air towards right center. Jones over. And Adams got it. 2 RBI homer by Delmon Young after Kadire singled, puts the Twins on top by 1.
Eligible to come off the disabled list. Manager Juan Samuel says a corresponding move is one of the more difficult decisions the club has had to make in a while, in part because of the play of Craig Tatum in relief of Matt Wieters. Tatum has said he wanted to prove that he was not just an all-glove, no-bat catcher, and he's certainly proven that coming into this game with a 5-game hitting streak, and he's improved his batting average nearly 50 points in the 11 games since he took over for Wieters, since Wieters got hurt. Tatum was noted in spring training by the Orioles coaching staff as having possibly more potential with his bat than Chad Moeller. And remember, many eyebrows were raised when Tatum got the nod for that roster spot over Chad Moeller. It'll be Tatum coming up here in the 5th inning for the O's. We'll send it upstairs to Gary and Mike, guys.
All right, Mark, and tomorrow we'll see what the move is by the Orioles to get Matt Wieters back on the roster. PA has the double. Tatum will follow, and then is Turris. 3-6-0 for the Twins. They've left 7 on base in this game. The Orioles 2-2-1. They've left only 1 on. Scott Baker, no walks and 5 strikeouts and a hit batter. And PA will take the pitch. He doubled to lead off the 3rd inning and was stranded at third base in that inning.
Yeah, Baker's lost his last couple of starts. Hasn't pitched very deeply into the games. 4 2/3 in the loss to Cleveland, which he gave up 6 runs. The start before that, he lost at Toronto, where he gave up 7 runs.
Baker has had only 1 win in his last 5 starts. 1 win, 4 losses during those games. The 0-2 delivery to PA is going to be taken up high. Orioles have had the leadoff man on once, consistent with Baker's 71% retiring of leadoff hitters. PA trying to do it again. Felix hitting at .284. Late on a heater. 6 strikeouts for Baker.
That's where he likes to pitch, up in the strike zone. Not many times, second time around the order, he gets burned. Teams start laying off that pitch. But he's got 4 strikeouts along the way, 5 strikeouts.
His strikeout high is 12, which he got this year against Colorado in June. Here is Tatum, who grounded out in the only at bat he has had. The Orioles getting the win 3-2 in the ball game last night. Only the third time they have won a ball game with less than 4 runs scored in the game. 4 has been the dividing line this year for the O's, needing 4 or more to win. Last night they got one of those rare victories with only 3. Foul back and a 2-strike count. Scott Baker cooling his heels a little bit.
I'm sure he's had a chance to retreat between innings up into the clubhouse. Been some long innings.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that is there. He's dealing right now. That's 7 Ks. Tatum's out of there as Turris coming up.
Yeah, 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Now 2 here in the 5th.
Sorry.
Nothing real fancy. Middle of the plate breaking ball.
And that will bring up his Turris. 57 pitches thrown by Baker so far. Much more efficient. And that is in there for a strike.
Yeah, very low pitch count for as many strikeouts as he has.
2 down. That one to second base. Casilla. And a 1-2-3 inning. So Baker gets it done, and it remains a 1-run ball game. Twins up. Most unhittable. A 1-0 record, a 1.17 ERA, and 15 1/3 innings for Albers, as Mattis will leave the ball game. Pitcher of record, 3 runs, 6 hits over 5.
Yeah, this bullpen has been pretty good. You go back to that last road trip going through. Matt Albers had a couple of terrific stops through Detroit into Texas and then on to the homestand. In the last 14 innings of work, the old bullpen has allowed 8 hits, 6 walks, while striking out 11, just 1 earned run. That's an 0.64 ERA. And usually Matt's a pretty easy read. When he's getting that breaking ball over and fastball down in the zone, you can look for him to be effective.
Not a lot on either side box score wise.
A single by Spann, a run, Gadire. And then in smaller print, the 2-run home run by Delman Young. I guess the big blow so far.
Albers will work against Hardy. And of all the players in the lineup for the Twins, Hardy's had the most success against Albers. 3 for 8 with a home run. He's had more at-bats against Albers than any other Twin.
I guess that goes back to their National League matchups.
1-0 delivery, jammed him on that one. Hardy is grounded out and struck out. So the Orioles turn it over to the pen, which has worked pretty well since the All-Star break, as Mike said. And the Orioles offense will try and get to Baker in their bullpen. Juan Samuel, Rick Kranitz conferring on looking ahead in this game. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Albers went outside and missed with it. A 2-ball, 1 strikeout.
And you would have to say that the work for the bullpen has been fairly regular. And that's one other thing about being in the bullpen. It seems like feast or famine. You have too much work, or you've gone a week without throwing. And looks like Juan Samuel and Rick Kranitz will talk about bullpen management at this point.
2-1 delivery to Hardy, and Hardy swings and misses. Foul tip, says home plate umpire Bruce Strickland. During this homestand, the first 8 games of it, the starters have worked 41 innings. The bullpen has worked 35. Not the ratio you're looking for. But, as we said, the bullpen's been outstanding. They're 2.57 ERA in this homestand. Albers just missing with it, and the count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow will be the concluding game of the homestand. Jake Arrieta 3-2, Kevin Slowey 8-5. 1 o'clock for O's Extra and 1:35 for the first pitch on the air at 1:30 with the ball game. 3-2 delivery, and he walked it. So a leadoff walk in the 6th. Mattis walked 3, all in the first inning, which resulted in a run on a sac fly, a run without a hit in the inning.
Yep, 3 of the first 4 batters of the game.
That's how Ron Gardner wants to play this, leading at 3-2. He's got Repko, the number 9 hitter, at the plate. Runner at first and nobody out. Repko does not have a sacrifice, but he hasn't had many at bats either. And he'll take the strike. He looks down to third base here to Scott Alger. Gardenhire generally plays for the runs, not the big innings, but the runs that are sitting there potentially in front of you. Oh-1, Hardy off first.
This club does do some running, but most of it is Bernard Span at the leadoff area. Has 17 of the steals.
Repko waiting, and a big cut. Throttle back on an inside pitch, 0-2.
Repko's had a tough night already. A couple of strikeouts. You see that late movement. And that's when Albers can be effective, especially down and under the hands of the right-handed hitters. Just difficult ball to keep fair, and if you try to keep it fair, usually you break your bat.
0-2. No move to go by Hardy. Came back in again. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
And that's the spot. Just missed. And this Twins team will ground into a lot of double plays. They lead the league and have some of the leading hitters, Mauer, Kadire, for hitting into double plays. If my memory serves me correctly, they have 108 on the year, which is a pretty high number.
2-ball, 2-strike count. That's exactly what Albers is trying to get. When he is brought in, it's for the ground ball. Trying to get one here to take that leadoff man off the base paths. Short lead for Hardy. And a nonchalant return to the bag. Repko, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner not going, and fouled away.
You can see him just trying to fight off that down and breaking ball, get his hands inside the ball, whatever he can do. But on the year, Joe Mauer grounded into 17 double plays. Kadire right behind him was 16. So these Twins again, 108 on the year. So it tells you they don't put a lot of runners in motion either.
No.
Many times you'll do that against a sinker ball pitcher.
Running here, chance for the double play. One hopper, not in time. So Hardy will be credited with a stolen base. Repko strikes out.
A third strikeout on the evening. Again, taking off with the ground ball, a possibility. I'm sure Gardner has to put him in motion, see what happens, go for the steal. Try to advance a runner. Again, down and in. Well located by Albers. Roberts up in front of the bag taking the throw.
Hardy's first stolen base and his first attempt. Runner in scoring position, one away for Span. Single, reached on an error, walked, scored a run in the first inning. Denard Span. And the way this game's going now, here in the 6th inning, any run is a big run. It's both teams struggling to get somebody across the plate. Young's had a 2 RBI homer and an RBI sac fly, all 3 RBIs for Minnesota. The Orioles' Luke Scott, his 16th home run, 2 RBIs. That will miss down low. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Span.
The Twins have left 7 on base. The Orioles just 1.
Michael Gonzalez warming up in the bullpen, doing middle relief work. The player signed to be a closer for the Orioles, just getting off the DL, extended DL. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Span. That will miss down low, and the count goes to 2-1. Patience, patience. This Minnesota lineup.
Span really just tries to put it in play, let you supply the power. He really hits it in the flat-footed style.
And grounded towards second. Brian Roberts will get the big hop and make the play. And Span's retired. Hardy will move over to third base, but there are 2 down. And Casilla will come up with a runner at third and 2 away. He has walked, flied out, popped out.
Switch hitter. 262 on the year.
Casilla's had his chances in the ball game. 2nd inning he came up, 2 on, 2 down, flied out. Came up in the 4th inning, 2 on, 2 down, and popped out. Strike on the inside corner as he jackknifed away from the pitch that Bruce Druckmann says caught the inside of the plate. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Tailed that one down and away. 0-2.
So you can get in a pretty good groove if you're Matt Albers. You can see that pitch. Now that pitch is low and away. The same pitch he's throwing in down and into the right-handers is effective down and away from the left-handers. So he really is pitching the same way to the same sides of the plate, no matter if the hitter's left-handed or right-handed. So that's the one he's not used to throwing into a righty with a fastball.
Dances him away on that one.
So far he's had the sinker down and into a right-hander and the breaking ball away, though tonight obviously just running with that sinker so far.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Hardy off third base. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and okay, we got to see that again.
That was actual speed. I can't imagine what a slow motion replay will look like.
He'll just be motionless.
A little bit of a smile. This is what they call the old emergency hack. But if you're good, it goes foul and not fair.
Alexei Casilla almost pointed that one foul. Here's the 1-2 again. This one to right field, and that's a base hit. So Casilla comes through with a 2-out single. Hardy will score, and it's a 4-2 Twins lead.
Now, 1 second you're making fun of a real defensive swing, then he gets a breaking ball in the middle of the plate and drives in a big run.
And that will be it for Matt Albers. So Casilla, big hit, at least for the moment. His 3rd RBI on the season as he's just getting off the DL. Albers, that leadoff walk, came back to haunt him as 2 of the 4 runs that have crossed the plate reached base via a walk. Gonzalez on to pitch with the Twins now on top by 2.
second appearance since coming off the disabled list. Made his first appearance Thursday night. Was in the bullpen warming up yesterday. Told me before the game today, good sign that he felt great warming up the day after he had pitched. Said he couldn't wait to get out there tonight. So he gets that opportunity here and says that the outings that he had in rehab in the minor leagues were scripted. What really tells you how he's ready is when the bullpen phone rings and you have to be ready. You don't know that it's scripted. So he's out here tonight to show that he is as strong as he felt yesterday. So we'll see. Back up to Gary and Mike, guys.
All right, and he's got Mauer to face here with a runner on at first base. And Mauer's had an 0 for 3 in this game, denied on a fine defensive play by Wigginton his last time up. There are 2 down, a run in here in the 6th inning, a 4-2 lead for the Twins, out hitting the Orioles 7-2. Mauer with Casilla at first. This Minnesota Twins team with 2 down, highest average going. They came in hitting .288 with 2 outs, followed by the Rangers, the Royals, the Reds, the Red Sox, and the Cardinals. But the Twins have the best number in Major League Baseball 2-out batting average.
Because they put the ball in play, not a high strikeout team.
That is a strike to him, 0-2.
Quickly ahead of Joe Myers, Gonzalez.
Those are solid numbers and will get you some big 2-out RBIs. Teams all over the place in the standings there. It doesn't tell you much about how well they played overall. No big lead over there either. Casilla probably is not going to run here in order to keep that hole open for Mauer between first and second. Snap toss. He's got the 0-2 count on Mauer, and all he needs is to get that one more out here. The ever elusive 3rd out of an inning. Runner does go, and he went after it, and he's out of there. So Gonzalez comes on and gets the strikeout on the swinging strike, but the RBI by Casilla increases the lead for the Twins. He's Mark Viviano. I'm Gary Thorne. As the Orioles trail by 2 going to the bottom half of the 6th inning, Scott Baker, no walks and 7 strikeouts. 2-run homer by Luke Scott, accounting for the runs in the ball game. The Orioles only have 2 hits, that homer and a double by PA.
Yeah, not much going on in the in-game box score. Luke Scott with that 2-run bomb, missed another chance at one his first time around, and Felix PA double. They've only left 1 man on base.
Scott Baker will get the pitch into Brian Roberts. Roberts 0 for 2 in this one, 0 for 6 in his return to the lineup. Tejada and Markakis to follow. 0-1 delivery to him. Another one in there for a strike.
Yeah, Baker had this kind of outing against the Orioles back in May. Just allowed 3 hits through his innings of work. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 8.
Twins just not quite sure what they've got here in this 28-year-old this year. 15-9 last year, 7-9 this year. ERA's jumped up from 5.15 to 4.37.
Yeah, they really couldn't explain to us really what the difference was.
Really, above what the most of the Minnesota people said, it was just about location of his pitches, which is what we hear all the time. And
yeah, they keep urging him to pitch down in the strike zone, and I can't say for sure most of the strikeouts he has tonight are up.
1-2 delivery is another one up, and that'll be number 8.
There's this really kind of a hanging breaking ball, and Brian swings right through it.
Pitch has to look very attractive to hit to the hitters the way they're
right in your eyes. Yep. Out in front of it. But that's the same pitch that'll get you in trouble.
So Baker with a K, 1 down, 6th inning. Here's Tejada. He is grounded out a couple of times, including the unusual 4-1 ground ball out his last time up. Takes the big cut. Will foul that one straight back. Lifetime here at Camden Yards. Miguel Tejada, the all-time current leader in average at 318 and home runs with 73 on the current roster. Well ahead of everybody else with all the games that he's played here. 0-1 delivery, foul back again off Baker. 0-2. He's had a little luck against Scott Baker. A couple of hits and 13 at bats. You look at the corner outfielders. Fewest home runs, infielders rather. Orioles have only 13 from first and third. Oakland, Giants, Dodgers, and Houston. 0-2 pitch has popped up. Nolan Reimold maybe taking a look at first base in the minors.
Yeah, spent the majority of his playing time playing first.
Luke Scott is taking ground balls at first. Juan Samuel telling me today we can't have Ty Wigginton playing every single game. I've got to give him a break once in a while. So they're going to ask Luke Scott to take some ground balls. He is doing that there. And in fact, probably we may see him there tomorrow at first base. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Tejada. There's Luke, designated hitter, of course. The question is about how his legs feel more than anything else.
Right.
About putting him in the field. 1-2 delivery and a shot up the middle. Tejada gets the base hit here in the 6th with 1 away.
And just a 4th base hit allowed by Scott Baker.
Baker retired 6 in a row before PA got the double. The first hit, he'd retired 6 more before Tejada picks up this single. Orioles get the potential tying run on with Nick Markakis coming up. Nick was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning, would come around to score on the Scott homer. He has also struck out. Orioles looking to get to Scott Baker in the 6th inning. Markakis takes a strike on the inside corner.
Baker's moved it around, still throwing 93 miles an hour. Pitch count still a very manageable 70, just 19 balls.
Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that will be a little souvenir there.
Yeah, quickly ahead. That's what he's done so well tonight. Now the first right-hander to get a base hit against Baker tonight.
Told you the irony of Both lefties, righties hitting .292 off him coming into the ball game. 0-2 runner at first base. Marquez fouls it back. You see a number like that when you're getting ready for a game. Righties, lefties, .292. So you go back, you look at it again. Yep. And then you go on to something else, and then you go back to it again.
And start going, why?
Why? What? You're looking at it like, first of all, you don't believe it. I must be seeing this wrong. Why am I looking at this wrong? And it's like, that just doesn't happen.
Got .292 exactly, and he's given up, 18 home runs coming in, and that's about exactly even also.
9 and 8 for the righties. Marquez holding the count at 0-2. Tejada off first. One down. Baker gets it in on the fist for another souvenir. Good house on hand here tonight for game number 3. Orioles trying to secure themselves at least a tie in this series. More importantly, the chance to win the series if they can get the victory. Marquez battling here with 2 strikes on him. Baker a little bit outside and will miss with that.
We're trying to aim a backdoor slider. I would say it's been more of a pitcher's zone tonight than hitters. We haven't seen very many complaints as long as it stays consistent.
One ball, 2 strike count now. Tejada just that short lead at first. They deliver to Marquez. That's down the line the other way towards the seats and hauled in. Young got it. Throw to second. Double play. Delman Young getting it done in every way right now for the Twins. Tejada tagged up and tried to move. Marquez's fly ball handled by Young. He gets his 8th outfield assist. Plenty of time to get Tejada. Like never before. Ford. Drive one. 4-7-0 for the Twins. 2-3-1 for the Orioles. Gonzalez on. He came on to get the strikeout of Mauer to end the last inning. He gets Kadire, Young, and Kubel. Alvarez charged with a run on a hit in 2/3 of an inning, a walk and a strikeout. And it was the walk that crossed. Did not go around. Paul Emmel at first base. Emmel looking forward to a Sunday afternoon game in the 100-degree sun.
Sure.
Work the plate.
Absolutely. Put on some extra equipment.
Gonzalez falls behind here. 3-0. He's going to fall off the side of the mound.
Yeah, he's blocking the shortstop from the hitter's view.
and walked him on 4 straight pitches. These walks tonight have really come back to haunt Oriole pitchers. Let's take a look at this state in baseball history. 1979, Yaz, the 18th major leaguer to hit his 400th home run on this date. 1983, the famous incident, George Brett's famous pine tar home run that was called back and later given back. In 2004, we got to go back to this one. One of the all-time great moments, 5,000 fans at the Madison Millards minor league game. They set the record by brushing their teeth at the same time during the game.
Quite a battle between the Woodchucks and the Mallards.
It's a base hit into left field. So Young is on. What a jeez. I mean, this guy, you might as well just wave him down there. He's got 3 hits, 2 singles, a homer, and a sac fly in this game.
Yeah, just keeps piling up the numbers.
Unbelievable. You think we were joking about that, but we're not. 2004, that was a minor league game where the draw for the night was to bring a toothbrush, and everybody was going to brush their teeth at the same time to break the world's, well, no, the U.S. record.
Oh, the international record. Yeah, it's way different.
The international is way, way different. We have no idea what it is.
Yeah, minor league soccer game somewhere, I'm sure.
1-0 delivery, that's grounded towards second base. Brian Roberts, there's one. Is Turris going to hustle? And got him. Kubel grounds into a big double play, putting a runner at third, but 2 down.
That's one of the weaknesses to their offense. They hit into a ton of double plays. This is, I think, number 109. It'll go from Roberts to Asturias. Does a nice job jumping out of the way, getting a nice throw over to Wigington at first.
So that will do it for Gonzalez. There are 2 down here in the 7th inning with a runner on, and Berkins coming on to pitch. Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Jason Birkin to pitch.
Jason Birkin out of the bullpen, 36th appearance on the year, 2-2. Outstanding ERA, only 17 walks and 54 innings and 40 Ks along the way for Jason. Has done a nice job all year out of the bullpen for the Orioles.
So Birkin with 2 down and a runner at third base, looking for the final out here in the top of the 7th inning. Leads American League relievers in innings pitched, 17th in relief ERA. 2 down, and that will be fouled off by Valencia. He's gone 2 for 3, 2 singles, and he has flied out to left field.
Yeah, what do you know about Valencia? He's a first ball fastball hitter, wasting no time in the batter's box.
Birkin's second game against the Twins this year. He's worked 2 1/3 innings, given up just 1 hit, a couple of strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that down the line. And have they done it again? Yes, they have. Another 2-out base hit. Into second base with a double and an RBI goes Valencia, and another walk has scored. Kadire started the inning out with a free pass, and it is 5-2.
That leadoff walk, and again, this pesky Minnesota Twin offense up and out of the plate. Again, Valencia was seen being very aggressive with the fastball all night long. Switches the lead out to 5-2.
That'll be on hit number 9 in the ball game. Here's Hardy. The other thing, these 2-out RBIs and hits, they break your back. I mean, you're so close. You get that, one more pitch, that one more out. Not that it's easy to get, but it really breaks your back. You come so close. That's going to be Roberts, who's going to make the play in shallow right field off the mark. At third base, Valencia will stay there. That'll be a base hit for Hardy.
This one had trouble written all over it. See Brian wandering into really shallow right field. And just not the type of play, again, just coming back after missing 91 games. But you really tried to be, as you could tell, as smooth as possible.
Runners on at first and third now with 2 down. Here's Jason Repko. He has struck out 3 times. Ooh. I think that came off the bat and caught Tatum on the hand. Right off the handle, the nub.
Take a look. Take another look. Yeah, you can see it really goes looking from the knob of the bat to the throwing hand. And that's one that you really think you're free-handed. He is obviously in a lot of pain.
Jake Fox will loosen up just in case here. That hurt.
That's the thing, you just don't know. That ball's in, so he puts the glove to the inside part of the plate, and the bare hand is left exposed. You don't think it's going to end up, a 1.5 feet across the plate. But Richie Bancel's checking the back of that hand. To watch his throwing hand, the right hand, that's a long way away, right off the back of that hand.
You're coming up with a glove for the ball that looks like it's going to be inside on the glove side, and then the foul ball brings it right back over to the other side, and you don't have time to react.
Tesna trying to get a reaction. I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue.
Nope. Right off the hand, right off the top of the hand on the knuckles. So Fox will come on to do the catching for Tatum. Isn't it amazing in this game here? Wieters comes back tomorrow. How many times do you see something happen when a player's ready to come off the DL to the player who's playing in his place on the roster?
Absolutely. In the 11th hour.
Yeah. It's why sometimes fans wonder why teams don't make announcements like, why haven't you already announced what you're going to do with Wieters coming back? Who's going to go down? Well, there's why.
And there's one of them.
You just never know what's going to happen in that very last ball game before you have to make the decision. So Jason Birkin will wait. Fox has got to get the equipment on. We hope you will join Nick and Christina Markakis for the Right Side Foundation second annual 5K run and 1 mile fun walk. It's going to be in Patterson Park on Sunday, August 8th. Proceeds from that race go to benefit the distressed children throughout Maryland. The race will start at 6. Follows the O's game that day against the White Sox. To sign up, visit rightsidefoundation.org, or you can call 410-308-1870. Hope you'll participate. Great cause. Nick and Christina running that. So a tough break for Tatum, and Jake Fox will come on to do the catching. And here's one of the reasons that the Orioles, when they had to make a move the other day, sent Scott Moore down, and Fox was kept. The more versatility you have in this day and age in particular to play different positions, especially if one of them's a catcher, the better chance you have of hanging on.
A greater opportunity. We talked about it a lot when we went to Fenway Park and first had our look at Jake Fox. We went down the tunnel, and there was about 5 or 6 different gloves in that runway. Not sure what the day is going to hold when you're with a jack of all trades.
So Fox goes behind the plate. That was a foul ball. So Repko behind on the count, 0-1. Valencia's on at third. Hardy's on at first base with 2 down. A run in here in the 7th inning, and a 5-2 lead for the Twins. Jason Birkin, the 0-1. Down to third. That's a fair ball. May have hit the bag on the way by. Valencia will score. It'll be a double. Stopping at third base is Hardy. And yet another 2-out hit and a 6-2 Twins lead.
They just keep putting it in play, and Repko has had a tough night. Struck out his first 3 plate appearances. He gets one right off the bag and over the glove of Tejada. Going at the front of the bag.
So Repko gets the RBI with 2 down, and for Repko, that's going to be his first RBI, and this is the 8th game he's played in. And there are still 2 in scoring position for Denard Span. First run of the inning was charged to Gonzalez, who gave up a run and a hit in 1 inning with a walk and a strikeout. Birkin charged with this one, and Span will take it for a strike. Span has walked, reached on an error, singled, and grounded out. So 3 runs off Brian Mattis, the starter, 1 off Albers, 1 off Gonzalez, so far 1 off Birkin. And the Twins now have 11 hits.
And being out at 11-3.
The 0-1 delivery, that's going to bounce wide. That's going to be an RBI base hit, as Span will be credited with a single. And it's a 7-2 ugly 7th inning for the Orioles.
They just can't stop the bleeding. Just literally, figuratively. No play for Storer. Somebody's off the bag, off the knuckles, off the shin, off the thigh.
Span will be credited with his 40th RBI of the season. Repko goes over to third base. All of this coming with 2 down, and what looked like the Orioles are going to get out of a leadoff walk to Kadire.
Right.
When they got Kubel in a 4-6-3 double play, so they were 2 down with a runner at third. Since then, there have been 2 doubles and 2 singles. And 3 runs.
And a couple of the infield variety along the way.
Yep. Here's Casilla. He's got an RBI base hit. He's popped out, flied out, and walked as well. Still runners at first and third. 7 runs, 12 hits for the Twins. And it'll be fouled off. The Twins came into this game in the season series out hitting the Orioles 260 to 212. But the runs had been close because the Orioles have had some 2 really good games from Bergeson and Guthrie in Minnesota in the first 4-game set out there. The 0-1 delivery, foul back. Now the Twins starting to jump ahead in the run department in the season series. They've got 29 runs. The Orioles have 15.
Yeah, you can see what the difference really is between the clubs. Both have about the same amount of home runs in the low 80s, but the Twins coming into the night 104 more runs during that time.
Yep. Here's the 0-2 delivery, swung out and missed. Birkin will end the inning right there, but not before 3 scored. It is 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards. The Twins on top 7-2.
Tip of the catch. The ball hit one a little bit while they're out there. Put it out of reach. Delman Young, who has been red hot for quite some time for this Minnesota Twin team. Then they just started pecking away after that, stretching it out to this point a 5-run lead. Really a 2-to-1 game for the most part of this, and that's spread it out from the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. Quite a disparity in hits at 12 for the Twins and just 3 for the Orioles.
Scott Baker cruising along now with the lead. No walks and 8 strikeouts for Baker. He has been some effective here and just hanging in.
It is amazing how it works out. 1-6 on the road.
Take a look at the trade rumors that we're following here with the trade deadline coming up into the month. Yankees, Herron for Java Chamberlain. That's under discussion, apparently. The Yankees don't want to move Chamberlain. Ted Lilly could be going to the Mets or the Tigers. Both are very interested. And Cody Ross, the outfielder, may go to the Braves or the Red Sox, as both having discussions about his bat.
Now, this time of year, there's a lot of multiple discussions going on. Now, obviously, the Yankees probably like to add to their bullpen, so there's probably other bullpen. Well, if we can do this for a reliever, then we'll do this for a starter type conversations. You can get quite confusing keeping it all straight.
I would make that deal if I were the Yankees.
To me, yeah, Java Chambers never really found a home. He's not seems to be comfortable as a reliever and has struggled, in my opinion, as a starter. It's a high pitch count max effort.
Yep.
Aaron certainly having an off year this year in Arizona, but a proven commodity.
Luke Scott could have had 2 home runs in this ball game, but for the great catch in the 2nd inning by Denard Span. He did get the home run in the 4th inning, his 16th, off Baker. A 1-ball, 1-strike delivery off speed up high. Our 4th drive of the game.
Yeah, missed one earlier on. This one goes out to right center field, no doubt about it. Caught by the crack of the bat.
Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Up high. Baker probably in this at bat more than willing to just kind of move around Luke Scott, see if he'll chase something.
Or it's one of those, let's see how far you can hit it. Let's see what the odds are now that I have a 5-run lead. It's almost the tack he should be taking now with a lead.
3-1 delivery. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Scott has 2 home runs off Baker. Came into the ball game with 1, and he's only had 3 hits off him total. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Baker, after his 8th win of the season, trying to get out of a losing streak. Last 5 games, only 1 win. Tomahawked that one in the air to right field. Repko. Scott's retired, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 7th.
That's the kind of bat, or certainly for Baker, that helps the rest of his pitching staff maybe going to tomorrow to show that Luke Scott is human. Hey, he can make it out. He's just but so invincible in the plate, at the plate.
1 away. Here's Wigginton. He has struck out and grounded out. Ty with a .248 batting average. Up the middle, right over the back of Baker.
We'll throw it and duck. We've seen a few injuries in this one. 2 pitchers going down, taking it off the body. And you can see how quickly this ball comes back. Looks like he just lets it go, and before you know it, it's right back.
Right over his shoulder. So Baker surrenders the base hit. Orioles have not had many of those. The Orioles in this game have stranded only 1 base runner. That was back in the 3rd inning when PA let it off with a double and was stranded at 3rd. That's it. Wigginton on. Here's Jones. He has struck out twice. Had him in a streak going where he was not striking out at all. Has added a couple here in this game. He's been among the top 10 in strikeouts over the last month in the American League. Trying to do something about that by taking a few more pitches at the plate, being a little more selective. He is one of those hitters who does care about the strikeout totals. Doesn't like them. 0-1 count, one away. Baker in the dirt with that, 1-1.
You're saying Baker 1-6 on the road this year, which you wouldn't tell by the game he's pitched tonight. This is pretty much the carbon copy of the one he threw against the Orioles back in early May.
Very effective, and 4-0 lifetime against the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Wigginton on at first base, and the slider is going to miss away. Count will go to 2-1.
Just his 84th pitch. His last outing against the Indians in 4 2/3, he threw 94.
2 ball, 1 strike count on Adam Jones. 272 mark. And tried to hit that outside corner and missed. Falls behind 3-1. Maybe getting a little empty in the tank here, as we've seen some 3-ball counts, and we hadn't seen those earlier in the ball game.
Now it's starting to take a little bit more time between pitches.
"100-degree night when we started. It has cooled down to about 96.
You can really feel the difference.
You can. Here's the 3-1 delivery inside, and he walked him. So there's a sure sign that he's feeling the effort tonight. That's the first walk he's surrendered, and the Orioles get runners on at first and second base with 1 away.
That could be grounds to release Baker.
Yeah.
The way they go about their walks.
5th best, fewest walks per 9 inning in the American League. 2 on, 1 down. And Rick Anderson's going to come out, the pitching coach, to check here. It doesn't look like he'd made any decision. Ron Gardenhire, manager, sending him out.
Again, really not in any danger pitch count wise. It's just 87.
Guerrero and Harris up in the bullpen. Harris just starting to throw. I'm sure Anderson's saying we're going to give you a chance to get through this inning.
Absolutely. Try to finish this off. I thought you were going to say something like, remember that Woodchucks Mallard game back in 04.
You thought that, did you?
I did.
You did.
And that's some of the conversations as a pitching coach. When you go to the mound, you end up having those kind of conversations.
Don't say anything. Just listen to me. I have nothing to say to you, but I got to stand out here for a while.
Yeah, George Bamberg used to come on talk carpentry. Just to, lighten up the moment. This is no big deal. If you ever, try to do a crown molding on a table saw, that's hard. And you could get hurt. There's different styles in relieving the pressure from the pitcher.
One-0 count, 1 down, 2 on. Up the middle. Right to second base. There's 1, and there's 2. Had that been touched by Baker, he would not have gotten out of the inning that way, but it ended up going through him, and Hardy was right there to get it. 7-2 Twins. at back. Brian still looking for his first hit in the field. Had one error tonight. And as we said, this is kind of like spring training, literally, for Brian, because he didn't even get that in with all the games.
That's right. It really is almost like coming out of your living room when you haven't played. And again, the Major League game is not a speed you can easily get used to, even playing on rehab assignments in the minor leagues. The speed, it's the first thing young players will tell you. It is so much faster in the big leagues than it is anywhere else.
Here is Joe Mauer against Jason Birkin. He was the only Twin not to hit in the 7th inning when they got 3 runs on 5 hits and extended that lead. 7-12-0 for the Twins, 2-4-1 for the Orioles. 10 left on by the Twins, 2 by the O's. Mauer will take it. He's picked up 3 hits in 11 at bats so far in this set. Final game of the series on the homestand will be coming up tomorrow. 1 o'clock for O's Extra, 1:30 for the ball game.
He's had a very quiet night, and also missing Morneau in the middle of their lineup, and they still have 12 hits and 7 runs on the board.
Ron Gardenhire said today he talked to Justin Morneau. Morneau spent about 4 hours at the ballpark in Minnesota yesterday. Light workout. He's had about 48 hours where he's not had any further impact of the concussion problem. Down to third, Tejada. Mauer is retired. 1 away in the 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Your choices: Mr. Young, who has had 3 RBIs and gone 3 for 3, including a home run. Luke Scott, who could have had 2 homers, but did get 1, his 16th, and 2 RBIs. And the starter, Scott Baker, looking to pick up the win. He's walked 1, struck out 8, given up just the homer. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862.
It's a question if you like pitching or home runs and offense.
Here's Michael Kadire. Foul ball. Higher than the fair pole down there, but on the foul side of it. Kadire's extended his hit streak to 9 games with a single in the 5th inning. He's also walked and scored. The Oriole pitchers have walked 5 in the ball game. 3 have crossed. He'll tap that one foul, and the count remains 2 strikes on Kadire. Kadire's had a really good month of July as well, hitting .333 coming into the ball game this month. Jason Birkin with the 0-2. That'll be grounded to short. Is Turris. 2 down. Birkin gets the first 2 here in the 8th. And here's Young. Home run, his 12th, came in the 5th inning. Good for 2 RBIs. He's had 2 singles and a sac fly. A 3 RBI ball game. Young has had 11 3-hit games this season, 1 4-hit ball game. He's now had 8 3 RBI ball games this year. And the shape he got himself into in the offseason, he just looks menacing at the plate this year.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident. It all came very easily to him as a young man.
That one Birkin may have touched. Roberts has got a long throw. Not going to get him. He's got a 4-hit ball game.
Well, even the 7-2 lead. This Twin club giving Ron Gardner 90 feet. Wrestling down the line, eludes Birkin somehow. Ryan Roberts throwing on the run, short hop, just not enough on the throw to get Young.
Second 4-hit ball game for Young this year. Counts at 2 down. And that will bring up Kubel. Kubel 0 for 4. The designated hitter, 1 for 9 in the series so far.
I think that makes Young 10 for his last 16.
Ryan Roberts will get this one and get the out. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th on this summer night in Charm City. celebrate the world we share. It is a beautiful evening, as hot as it is. That big moon up there and clear skies here in Baltimore. A 7-2 lead, and we'll see the starter Baker out of there. 2 runs, 4 hits over 7.
Yeah, and the bullpen has done a nice job. 42 innings and 42 2/3 innings for Gayer. There's 35 hits, 13 walks. Again, another one of those pitchers on this Twin staff that does not allow walks. So he'll come on to try to hold on to the 7-2 lead for Ron Geisenmeyer.
Baker with a chance to win his 8th of the season. Very effective, a walk and 8 strikeouts over the 7 innings that he worked. Jake Fox will get his first at bat as Tatum came out after taking that foul ball in the hand. Fox with the 5 home runs and 17 RBIs. Is Torres, and then the top of the order, and Brian Roberts. Down to third, Valencia. 1 away in the 8th. Find the latest gear at the official online shop of the Orioles. Browse the largest online selection of official caps, T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles for the whole family. You can shop at home 24/7. The official source, the Orioles.com shop. Scouts hanging on.
Trying to go 9.
They're tough. They survive despite the weather. Scout never leaves till the game's over.
That's right. Rule number 9.
That's number 9. That's your 5th badge. Is Torres has popped out and grounded out. Guerrero misses with that one. Matt Guerrero, 31-year-old veteran out of Cleveland, which, by the way, is losing to Tampa Bay 6-3 tonight. Tampa Bay may get a win there. In the air to right field. That's going to be back near the wall. Repko up. Oh, nice timing. Is Torres retired?
Pretty good jump by Repko. Getting back quickly. Just making sure that slight jump.
So 2 down, nobody on, and Roberts at the top of the order, 0 for 3. Craig Tatum had to leave the ball game with a right hand contusion. And there's the first hit for Roberts since his return in game number 2. He gets a 2-out single.
Had to feel good. It's been a long time. He missed 91 games along the way. Nice clean single, head right down on it. Even though they're down 7-2, something to be gained and learned.
5th hit of the ball game for the Orioles. Roberts on with 2 away. Gaddire will play well behind him. With Tejada coming up. Tejada's had one of the hits, a single. He's 1 for 3. 2 down and 1 on. Tejada takes it outside for a ball. The rear part of this outstanding bullpen that the Twins have relied on to finish up their ball games. Relief pitching number 1 in ERA, first and fewest walks per 9 innings. Tapper, fair ball. Guerrero will just take it and tag Tejada. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the 9th inning at Camden Yards, 7-2 Twins. it's on. Good night to be down at the Inner Harbor. A little walk. Enjoy a summer night. And it is certainly that. Jason Birkin stays on here in the 9th inning. Valencia's had himself a fine game. Getting the start at third base. He's delivered a double, 2 singles, an RBI, and has a run scored.
He's played well in the field. Birkin just throwing 24 pitches. I'm sure he'll probably be unavailable for tomorrow's game. So I think we want Samuel to just try to let him run out the string.
Valencia getting his 22nd start at third. A check swing, strike called. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman on the call, and a 1-ball 2-strike count of Valencia. 13-5, the hits in favor of the Twins. Tejada will cut it off and gets it. Good play, good stretch by Wigginton.
He still has that power shortstop arm. It makes up a lot of time. With his momentum going towards center field, kind of amazing how much he can really get on this throw going the other way. Just turns that in the familiar shortstop position, making that throw.
J.J. Hardy, he too has contributed in the offense. Single, walk, struck out, grounded out, and both times on base he has scored, and he added a stolen base in the ball game. Jason Birkin with a 1-0 delivery to him. Ryan Mattis, 3 innings, 6 hits over 5. He's the pitcher of record for the Orioles. Albers gave up a hit and a run in 2/3 of an inning. Gonzalez hit and a run in an inning. And Jason Birkin on here for his 2nd inning. The closer, John Roush, up in the bullpen. Roush has been getting work in non-save situations lately. Not necessarily good for closers.
No, that's usually damaging outings for closing in a non-closing situation.
1-ball 2-strike count. Most closers tend not to do very well in games where they just come on with a lead.
We saw it in Texas with an all-star, Telly Feliz, and we saw it in Detroit with Valverde.
They're not used to that.
It's just that it's
don't seem to be able to bear down.
X factor, adrenaline factor, or it doesn't really count. I can just, get these outs. In fact, you watch Mariano Rivera sometimes come in those. He's not the same. I mean, it's just almost like he's playing catch, and the game's really not on the line. So, I used to hate that too. Just saying, I'm just going to get my work.
Yeah.
And as soon as you let your guard down, believe me, players at this level are certainly good enough to come back to bite you.
A 2-ball 2-strike count on Hardy with 1 down here in the 9th inning. It looks as though maybe tomorrow's game will be the one the Orioles are going to have to win to divide this series. That's going to be a base hit. So Hardy is on with his 2nd hit, an infield single. There have been, I think, 3 of those now for the Twins in this game.
I saw some stats somewhere about the number of infield base hits this Twins team have. I don't know how you can really keep track of it, but they've had a few in this game.
You got another one right there with 1 down. Their 14th hit of the ball game. Runner on at first, and Repko double RBI last time up, along with 3 strikeouts in the game. Do you get the golden sombrero if you also have a hit in the ball game? Or
you can still get it.
Still get it. If it's 4 strikeouts, it doesn't matter what else.
Oh no.
You did. Okay.
Nope.
So you still get a shot at it.
Sure.
Here's a 1-0 delivery in the way, and that'll be fouled back. One ball, 1 strike count, 1 away. Repko at 267. Twins have had base runners on all night. That'll go to short as Torres trying to get out of the glove. Roberts' quick turn. Not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice to get Hardy.
A little slow in developing. His Torres has some difficulty getting it out of his glove on the backhand. Let's take a couple extra steps by then. Just too slow in developing. Watch right here, and he goes to backhand flip, kind of rolls around in his glove. Roberts clears, but by then it's too late.
So the inning will go on, and back to the top of the order. Denard Span, 2 singles, reached on an error, walked, scored, an RBI. He's had an offensive night all over the place.
Smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Pretty happy about it.
Why not? 2 away. Runner at first again. Tejada will hustle on the speedster and get it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. The Orioles in the bottom of the 9th inning. Markakis, Scott, and Wigginton due up.
Birds getting set to bat in the bottom of the 9th. And Rick, unfortunately, a familiar storyline returned here tonight. 4 runs Minnesota scored with 2 outs in the inning, and 3 of the 7 runs the runner got on via a walk.
Well, obviously it's been a tough go for Mattis, walking 3 in the first inning, but the Orioles, too, haven't done much hitting tonight.
So the Orioles looking for a big rally. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Back to Gary and Mike.
All right, Jim, let's see what they can do here. The closer will come on in this 9th inning with the Twins up. Obviously not a save situation. And Big John.
Yep, 35th appearance on the year, 2-1 record. 20 out of 24 in saves opportunities. And again, this is not a save opportunity for John Roush. Fastball slider, straight change. Scored his 20th save of the season against Detroit. The suffered 4th blown save against Tampa Bay.
Roush, we talked about the games he's been in of late. He has given up 4 runs on 6 hits and surrendered 3 walks in the last inning and a third that he's pitched. So Gardenhire, this is not just about cleaning this game up and finishing it out. It's about trying to have a very effective inning and getting back to the standard that they've had him pitch at in this closer's role.
They always look for a way to get him back feeling good about himself. And he raced the past.
6'11", 290 pounds. 31-year-old out of Louisville, Kentucky. Came from the Diamondbacks in a deal last year. Did not think he was going to be the closer, but when Nathan went down, spring training, Twins had to look around and find somebody.
Stepped up and had some success right out of the gate for the Twins. Got out of the beginning of the season, got off on a good foot. Kind of meandered along since.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Nick Markakis hit by a pitch, scored ahead of Luke Scott on the home run. Takes that one, that's going to miss down low. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Remember in spring training, talking to Ron Gardenhire, Rick Anderson about the closer situation, and they had an interesting approach to it. Ground ball towards second base, Casilla. Update you on our AT&T Player of the Game voting so far. Scott well out on top. Still time to text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. The results on the O's Extra post-game show. When Nathan went down, were they going to go close by committee? Were they going to try and find somebody to take the role? Were they going to wait till the season started and try 3 or 4 guys? And Gardenhire and Anderson both said, what we want is somebody to walk into this office and say, I want to be the closer, before we name somebody. And they were hoping it was going to be Roush. But at the time, a couple of weeks into spring training, it hadn't happened. And then it did. They just felt if they had somebody who came forward and said, I wanted a job, that it was far more likely it would be handled well. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Scott robbed of a home run on a great catch by Span in the 2nd inning. Got a home run in the 4th inning, his 16th of the year, accounting for the only runs the Orioles have. 1-1 delivery. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And maybe back in spring training he wasn't able to get through the door. He's what, 6'11"?
Takes a while to get there.
To get him in there. How do you say no?
Little splitter that he throws.
It's a good command. He hasn't walked very many this year.
1-2 delivery. There it is again.
Over top breaking ball.
We've often one of the things happened at the major league level over the last decade, I guess, really. The splitter, which used to be thrown more as a hard pitch, we now see more pitchers throwing it as a changeup.
Yeah, softening it up. Usually it's the degree of the maybe the split of the fingers. Most would be called, there's no spin. It would be called really forkballs in the past.
That's going to be a base hit. Scott continues to get on base. Luke's 2nd hit of the ball game, so he's 2 for 4.
He seems to hit everything on the barrel, no matter what the pitcher throws, no matter who it is throwing it. He just tomahawks this into right field. Again, he just had the same swing, it seems, night after night. He gets that bat head to the ball.
That'll bring up Ty Wigginton. Wigginton a single, 1 for 3 tonight. A couple of hits and 8 at bats so far in the series. Roush getting a new baseball. The Orioles get their 6th hit of the game. Day game tomorrow, then the Orioles will be heading out for a road trip. Toronto and Kansas City coming up. Jake Arrieta is going to go tomorrow, 3-2. Kevin Slowey at 8-5 to round out this series against the Twins. O's extra at 1. 1:30 for game coverage. And an 0-2 count on Wigginton. Just have not been many chances for the Orioles in this ball game. Only 2 left in scoring position tonight. And only 3 total.
3 left on base.
Left on base. That one jarred Mauer. He has not gone with that new formed mask like the hockey players wear.
Right off the top. Just the key part of that mask was the helmet more than the mask.
Yep. 0-2 delivery to Wigginton. Off speed that he was out in front of. Cincinnati shut out Houston today, and the Cardinals finally got some runs but still lost. They've been shut out in 2 consecutive games for the Cubs. They lost today 6-5. Gets away, runner will stay. So now in that National League Central, Cincinnati's gone back on top by a half game ahead of the Cardinals.
It's been an interesting week in the Central.
Cardinals were red hot. Now have lost 3 in a row. 2 of all teams, their arch rival, the Cubs. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Wigginton. Check swing, foul ball. Jake Fox, who had to come on to do the catching. Tatum out of there with the bruised hand on a foul ball. It caught him on the bare hand, so we hope Tatum's going to be all right. That'll be an overnight wait. Matt Wieters ready to come back tomorrow. Day game. Off the DL. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Wigginton. Shallow right. Casilla back. Wants it. 2 down.
Well, Roush using all his pitches, even though he has a 5-run lead. Trying to sharpen it up for next time.
Adam Jones an 0 for 2 and a walk. Only 1 walk in the game from the 3 pitchers for the Twins. So they have kept, well, they didn't actually keep their record going. They kept up their pace of not walking many, but their string of 13 games without a walk was ended in the 7th inning when Jones picked up the free pass from Baker. Here's the 0-1. Runner will go here, not being held. When a 6'11", 290-pounder throws you a changeup, and he looks like he's 4 feet out in front of you.
Yeah, and the stride is onto the grass.
Yes. You tend to be out in front of it. 0-2 count on Jones. Down to second baseman Scott. Defensive indifference. Fouls that one away. Well, the Twins will gain a game on Chicago. They will be 2 behind. Tigers are in front of them by a half a game starting the day. Roush trying to finish this with the runner at second, 2 down. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Jones will fight it off.
Yeah, he's really worked on that off-speed breaking ball.
Gary Allenson, I think, covers more ground as a third base coach than any other third base coach in the game.
Well, you see where he's playing Jones at this point.
This time, with a right-handed batter Jones up, he's almost in the Twins' dugout.
And full back to home plate area.
Yeah.
It just can't be that comfortable feeling because what he's doing is really, even though they're down by 5, he's really keeping his attention on Luke Scott at second.
0-2 delivery will miss outside, 1-2.
He took a quick look over his shoulder, but just trying to find a safe position.
He needs the batting charts on foul balls.
Yeah, he's rating the pitcher's stuff. Where does he hit it when he pulls the ball foul?
1-2. Roush's delivery, the off-speed pitch cued off the end of the bat, and will hold the count at a ball and 2 strikes.
And I could also say this: don't think the coaches don't know who hits bullets down there. It just makes me think back to Joe Carter, who hit a lot of screamers through that third base coaching box.
Absolutely.
I do think it's a great thing that they wear helmets.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Jones will take that one inside. Two down. Twins trying to wrap up game 3. Jones fighting him off and keeping it alive.
Well, they're making Roush work. Last pitch 92 miles an hour. 24th pitch of this 25th pitch.
Jason Birkin, the Orioles reliever, last reliever, 2 1/3, 2 runs, 6 hits, no walks, and a strikeout. So the Oriole bullpen giving up 4 runs. Brian Mattis 3. Jones will take it up high. Roush really having to work here, and the count goes 3-2.
Well, it's featured a little bit of everything, trying to get that assortment back and working. 86-mile-an-hour split-finger fastball. And the way it should be. Adam Jones not trying to make the last out.
Scott off second base. Adam with the 3-2 delivery to him, and he draws the walk. And he earned that one. So the Orioles here in the 9th, runners on first and second with 2 down.
That's what you want them to accomplish. Just make them sweat. Looks like they'll make a call to the bullpen, and I'm sure some relievers going, our closer can't get through this inning and get me to the spread.
Roush will face PA. Felix PA's had a double in 3 times up. PA a couple of hits in his last 17 at bats over the last 5 games. Average has dipped a little bit down to 275, and they do have to get Jesse Crane up in the bullpen. PA will take it for a strike. Not what Gardenhire had in mind, bringing Roush in.
Well, now with a day game tomorrow. And looking at his 30th pitch, one of those you want to tune him up, but not have him throw so much he's not available for tomorrow.
In the air to center field, hit hard, Span going back, warning track, and makes the catch. And the Twins put this one in the books as they come away with a 7-2 win over the Orioles. Baker wins at 8-9. Brian Mattis, the loser, 3-11. Tomorrow, the final in this 4-game set. Jake Arrieta takes the mound against Kevin Slowey. Those Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer, comes to you at 1 on MASN HD, followed by game coverage at 1:30 on MASN HD and WJZ. For Mike Flanagan, WJZ's Mike Viviano, and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. We bid you adieu from Camden Yards. Twins won at 7-2. This has been a MASN presentation. Jim and Rick, O's